Yep, I'm on video. Good evening, Julie.
Good evening, Christine.
This is December the 6th, 2022. I was very sorry to hear about your friend Frank, who died. Unfortunate circumstances there across from the Shepherds yesterday. I see you've got a photo of Frank, and I'm
Yes,
sure
I do. Yes, I do.
and I'm sure people will recognize the photo. So I thought I'd put it up as a bit of a memorial to him, and to help the grieving process that we all have to go through. We just cannot forget someone that I understand you've known him for many years.
Many years. Yeah, 20 years of my life that we know each other. Yeah.
So he's been on the streets just about as long as you then.
Yes, correct.
So how well did you know Frank?
Oh my God. Jeez, we know each other for a long, long time. And we used to see each other every morning for a coffee near Timmy's and in the market and just chat away, sing together and have a good company.
So you knew him quite well.
Yes.
And I understand that there's a few of the shelter people, staff that knew him as well.
Yes, correct. The 454, the Shepherd, everywhere, and
And some of them were quite upset over him his death as well.
They are. They're in shock, and they're really upset about his death. Yeah.
So did you get any more information on what happened to him?
So far, no, I didn't. I just got a picture today, and that was good enough to fulfill my memory with him, and for now that's good.
Well, that's beautiful to have a picture of him. I don't know who took this picture, but I think it was probably in the market somewhere.
Yes, I think somebody,
Because I know pretty sure I run into him a few times walking the dog as well, but if he's
always sitting there saying hi to everybody and and being always in a good mood, like never aggressive, and he liked everybody around him. He had a really great soul. He did.
Oh, he looks like a really nice guy.
Yes, he is.
What about his family? Do you know anything about his family?
Oh, I just saw his mother a couple of times looking for him downtown, just to keep an eye on him, and So we talked a couple of times, and she told me, just take care of my son and make sure he's okay downtown, and So I did keep an eye on him for a long time.
Well, that's typical of you, always looking out for other people on the street.
Yes, all the time.
As long as I've known you, you're always helping people out.
Yes, I'm like a mother to everybody, I'm like an angel walking around and just helping people all the time and protecting them, just like a mother. Yeah.
So, you said he also had a bit of an addiction problem?
Yes, he did. Yeah, for a long time. He had a drug problem. Yeah.
Did he ever try to beat the drug problem at all?
He tried, so many times, but he didn't succeed. Yeah, but he had a heart attack 6 months ago, and that waked him up a little bit. But after that, he went back downtown to the same vicious circle around him of drugs.
Well, even if he did have drugs in his system when he was lying there, the cold the other day, because I remember going by myself and seeing the police cars parked on that side, but I thought at the time it was, because I know they said it was a little afternoon or around noon hour, and I know I was walking the dog at that time, but I thought it was just another fight.
Same here.
At the Shepherds, so I didn't realize that there was someone dead lying there.
No, me either. No, the next day they told me about it. And the next day at the movie they told me. Yeah, one of his friends.
Well, even if it was so cold that day, though, that all I wanted to do was get in the house myself. So,
same here.
I mean, even if he had a heart attack or he had drugs in his system, the cold would have finished him right off. But if they didn't let him get in to get warm in the shelter, at least sitting in the hallway.
At least they should have done that, but they didn't help. Another time, they didn't want to help, another victim. Yeah, and no. It's not right killing people like this. It's not right.
Yeah. But on the other hand, the fact that he had a heart attack too, it makes you wonder if that might have made the difference, if they had brought him in.
Probably, yes. Yeah, probably the heart didn't, it just shut down on him, and probably that was it,
No,
it was a little problem with the heart, yeah.
Well, I would say it was a very bad combination for him to be out. And
yes,
I wonder if the Shepherds were people aware of the fact that he had a heart attack?
Yes, they knew. Yeah, they knew, but they didn't care for him. It was only me who cared for him and a couple of friends of his. The rest, the staff, they didn't care for him at all. stay outside, Frank. Do what you have to do. Well, yeah. You're here. Oh well. Yeah. So they didn't have compassion for him at all.
No, this is one of the. That's why I really feel like we need nurses on duty or
To help those kind of
and
people.
medical staff. But
Yeah.
that's
because,
one of those things that slipped through that should not have slipped through. If they were aware that this was a particular person that's had a
Yes,
heart
they knew.
attack.
Yes, they knew him for so long, and they let him. They let him die there. Yeah, and they did it on purpose. They didn't get medical help at all, and I know they didn't. And I'm really frustrated about that too, and I'm really hurt.
Well, I know we've talked quite a bit about that in other videos about not
Yes, we did.
being allowed to going into the shelter and people being turned away even from
Exactly.
getting in.
It's still going. It's still going on today after 20 years. There's no caring. There's no compassion. There's nothing. They don't care for nobody. But himself.
No, but especially if the shelter staff knew that there was a problem, that he had a heart attack and that, they should have been more aware of what was going on. And he should not have been turned out away from the shepherds that night
Exactly. Correct.
to sleep all night in that cold, because I remember it being windy and cold that day.
Yes, I heard the wind at night too. And it was really cool. It was.
Yes, I know.
And
But
they left him there. Yeah, with no support.
with no support.
No support, no caring, no medical. So like this world is going upside down.
Well,
really.
it's just strange that they let him lie out there across the street, even. And there was no outreach team or nobody to even check on him.
Nobody stopped. Nobody stopped. If it would have been me, I would have gave him a blanket, or he had some food. Talking with him, get him up and try to help him. But I wasn't around that night.
Well, I'm going to finish this off for tonight, but I'm glad, Julie, that we have this beautiful picture that shows Frank. And it doesn't matter the fact that he was on the streets, and he's a human being.
He was a human being and a very caring person.
Yes.
And with a big heart. And
we keep hearing about, we know that there's an opioid crisis going on that. We keep hearing about all these people, but it's nice when we can actually put a face to the person. And I'm very thankful that you brought this in for my viewers to take a look at his picture.
No problem.
And thank you very much, Julie.
Thank you
and
very
again,
much,
I'm
Christine.
sorry for your loss as well.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Bye-bye.